Hey guys, and welcome back to Pixel Cherry Ninja's channel. So Analogue have released a new firmware for the Analogue Pocket, firmware 1.2. So before we have a look at everything this firmware offers, actually first thing, let me give a shout out to Dot Matrix Head over on my Discord. Guys, I do have a Discord. If you want to join it, then come along and join it. You'll find stuff like this out first. I'm filming this just before 5 p.m. UK. That's usually when Analogue do their daily tweet. That's probably when they're going to reveal it over on Twitter. But a member of the Discord, Dot Matrix Head, he kind of informed me about this at 4:10, so I was able to pick this up early. It's just approaching 5 p.m. now, in fact. But right, before we have a look at the firmware, guys, let's have a look at this announcement that they did earlier, just so you guys have got the correct idea about this. So what we're gonna have a look at, okay, all right, here we go, this part here. So in the announcement they said Analogue Pocket OS version 1.2 will be released in early December. Okay, we're in early December, the 7th of December to be precise. So just at, within the first week, or just at the end of the first week, OS 1.2 will OS 1.2 fixes many important bugs, adds new controller support, updates Nanoloop, and adds open FPGA developer features. Okay, so hopefully this will open features to the developers, which will make bringing cores over a little bit easier. I know some cores are on hold because developers are waiting for Analogue to unlock some more stuff, and hopefully some of that stuff is implemented. And then over here, this part over here, Analogue 2.0 will be released before Christmas, featuring original display mode support for Open FPGA and new CRT Triniton original display mode. So just to keep our expectations in check, because to be honest, I was straight away, I asked straight away, Wizzo posted on my Discord that it's there, and I was like, has it got screen mode filters? He said no, and I was like, okay, that will come in version 2.0, going back to this announcement. And that's why I wanted to show you guys this first. So when we are looking at the release notes of this firmware, we know what we're getting with this. So this is an update to the Analogue Pocket firmware, and not the Open FPGA side. So let's go through this, and then I'm going to show you the way I like to install it. Now, the updaters will fetch the firmware for you. They do a good job of that. I'm very particular when I do it. I've got a blank memory card. In fact, I've got the 8GB micro SD card that came with my DE10 Nano when I bought it, and I keep that just lying around. And then what I'll do is I'll just put the firmware on that, and I'll insert that into my Analogue Pocket, and I'll show you the with the downloading, the copying process. And then what I'll do is I'll head over to my Analogue Pocket via the capture card, and we'll run a game and check some of the things. I'm not going to go through all of them. There may be a couple of things I need to check. Okay, so support Pocket firmware 1.2. version 1.2, release date today. Okay, so that's the file, so we can download that, no problem. Okay, and then here you go, that's the MD5. If you want to check it, instructions to install firmware, please view our guide on updating firmware. I think what they tell you is just put it in a micro SD card, have nothing else on the micro SD card. I think that's what it says, but you can check that out. I'll leave a link to this in the description of the video. Release notes. Okay, so here we go. Release notes, fixed sleep wake problem on some pockets. Okay, if you're having that problem, my pocket didn't have that problem, but if your one did, hey, it's likely fixed. Fixed save state memories on some pockets. Okay, fixed save states not showing in listing for Pokemon Yellow and some other games. I haven't played any Pokemon games on my pocket, so I wouldn't know if my one suffered from that. Added docked display in tools, developer that enable pocket display buttons and speakers while docked. Okay, that's pretty cool, because someone actually showed me that you've got an option to get the visuals on the dock, so you can connect your Analogue Pocket to the dock and then control it with an external controller, I think, and it runs via the dock, but it didn't have sound. The sound will still need to come out of the TV. It sounds like you can have the sound now coming out of the Analogue Pocket speakers, unless I'm mistaken. I'm just reading the notes here and trying to work stuff out, because someone did actually point to me. They showed me a picture of it in the dock and running a game. I think it was Final Fight, someone over on my Discord, and I was okay, that's actually quite neat. I might use that to grab some footage in the future. It's easier than holding the Analogue Pocket. So minor user interface fixes. Nanoloop fixed file transfer issue. To be honest, I've never really used Nanoloop, so but for those that do, if you're having a file transfer issue, likely it is fixed now. And on the Open FPGA side, framework version updated to 1.2, cartridge adapter support including upcoming analog cartridge adapters, cartridge audio support, cores that share platforms now can share assets, cores can now easily know if Pocket is docked. Okay, cool. APF, added new host command. Okay, here we go. And there's details there. I'm not going to read all of them. Added new host command. Okay, so a bunch of different added new target command. Okay, so host command and target commands in there. Then we've got fixed scalar dropping bottom lines of image in some resolutions. Like I said, guys, this is the first time I'm reading it as well. I kind of briefly looked at it before doing the video, and the thing that stood out was this part here. So added support for 8-bit though Neo Geo controller. That is awesome, guys, because you know what, we need that. That's really, really good. Added support for 8-bit though microcontroller. I'm not sure which one that is. I imagine micro, it's like a small controller, so awesome. Added support for PC Engine Turbo Mini USB controller. Okay, I've got one of the PC Engine, but I've got one of the RF ones, so good to hear. Fixed PS5 controller pairing, Xbox One and Stadia second controller issue, fixed USB mouse and keyboard issue, fixed 480p refresh rate. Okay, so that's everything that they've gone over. Like I said, I'll leave a link to it, download it, run it up there for yourself. We're all good in the hood, guys. So next thing, okay, here, okay, we've had a look at that. Okay, and my Discord that I was telling you guys to join. So if you guys want to chat, come along and join the Discord. There's plenty of real good folk there. So let me minimize that. Okay, so that's the firmware that I've downloaded. Here we go. Let's copy it onto the blank micro SD card, and it's just going to take a couple of seconds. Okay, so now I'm going to head over to, I'm going to update it. You're not going to see the update because I don't think that will come through the dock, but once I've updated it, let's get the footage from the dock and let's check some of the stuff. I'm going to connect the Neo Geo controller so I can see if that works straight away. I may need to do an update to that controller. I've got a new PC, so I'll probably have to get that 8-bit though kind of updater again. So what I'm going to do, and it's the same thing I recommend to you guys, if you are going to try any new controllers on this, since you're updating your Pocket, any of the 8-bit though controllers, there's an 8-bit though updater app on their website. Just get that and make sure your controller that now has compatibility, make sure that's on the latest firmware, because Analogue may not have said that, so you might be trying it and you're thinking, oh no, what's going on? You're trying all the wrong troubleshooting steps. Just make sure you're on the latest one. I'm going to do that now, and you're not even going to notice because I'm going to edit it and come back. Okay, so guys, here we are. I have updated the Analogue Pocket. I've updated the dock. So funny enough, I actually started trying to play a game and I realized that I put a separate micro SD card in to update the firmware. And I was like, where is everything? And I was like, oh no, you know what? Swap the micro SD cards around. So I've put my original SD card back in there that has all my games. Let's just have a quick look. You're gonna hear this. I've actually brought my my controller close to the mic. So let me just move it at the normal distance. So you may hear some clicks. I'm not filming it and doing a voiceover. Let's just check this out real time. So okay, so play cartridge. I don't really play many cartridges. Okay, so remove in library. Okay, I don't remember seeing that option before. Maybe some of you guys that use a lot of these features. I generally use OpenFPGA and play arcade cores on it just because of the amount of kind of time I have to play. I'll play stuff in short bursts, but I do actually say that a lot over on the channel as well. So OpenFPGA, I have pressed the button. Okay, I don't ever remember seeing that loading screen there before. I remember it kind of just kind of like freezing for a second gang in there. So I guess it stops you from thinking that it's frozen. So okay, OpenFPGA it's still OpenFPGA. There's still, man, look how many cores we've got. This is awesome. And hopefully with this OS update, this firmware update, we'll be able to get more cores, some cores that may be on hold. So memories, again, not something I'll go into. Have I got any screenshots? Hey, look at that. I've got a screenshot of Super Turbo there, my boy Ryu. Controllers, okay, so wired USB, okay, yeah, so the RF dongle, it sees it as a USB, but obviously then the RF transmits to the controller. Okay, so that's interesting to know. It'll be interesting to actually try out different controllers. I might do that when something comes out and I'm playing with my kids, because having multiple controllers and doing stuff, it isn't as good or as versatile as the Mister. So Analogue Pocket is generally a one-player thing for me. So tools, okay, so Nanoloop, not something I've used. What have we got in developer option? Was there something new here? Okay, so so docked display. All right, okay, so that's where you can have the display coming out on your Analogue Pocket. I'm not going to press it now because kind of removing sources or kind of messing around with your source with the capture card, it kind of freezes it out sometimes. So what have we got under settings? Okay, dock video. Okay, cool. So I'm running at 1080p. That is my screen. Okay, you've got These may have been there before. I've never really looked into these, to be honest. I've just kind of ran it vanilla. Okay, cool. So let's have a look here. Okay, we don't want to go power off yet. Let's play one game to kind of round it off with. Sorry, I did press B. Oh, okay, sorry. I'm pressing B there to go back. I am in the furthest back menu. So okay, shall I just go to, let's go to a Neo Geo game then, guys. Okay, and let's run a Neo Geo game. It takes a little bit of time to load. Okay, let's just go Breaker's Revenge. Let's just, all I want to do here is just check out the controller a bit. I do like this Neo Geo controller. It's not something I was completely used to. I wasn't a fan of it on like the Neo Geo Pocket, this little nub, but it does kind of feel okay here. Okay, and the controls are just the way I like them, like Street Fighter style, you know, horizontal. Yeah, they're working okay, man. Look, I can do my hurricane kick. Okay. Has he got Dragon Punch with his Dragon Punch with kick? Oh, I haven't played on this controller for a while. Fighting games definitely take a little bit of getting used to. Okay, cool. Well, you know what, guys? That's really it. Okay, so we had a look at the update, everything it offers. It said it ran the Neo Geo controller, and it does. It runs it well. It feels good. I'm playing it. There's no issues with it. Controls are exactly the way I like them. I'm just not very good on this controller, but I wanted to check it out because it is a fun and unique controller. Maybe not the best for fighting games for me. I kind of prefer the 8-bit though M30 for that. But that's it for this video, guys. I hope you enjoyed it. Update your Analogue Pockets now. Let me know if you find any issues or if there's anything that I kind of need to know. Would be super awesome of you guys. But that's it. Take care of yourself, take care of each other. If you're not subscribed, subscription, like all that good stuff, super appreciated. This is Pixel Cherry Ninja out.